The year 2024 has brought us a lot of major events in Indonesia. In fact, one can say that this is one of the most important periods in Indonesian history. It is often called the political year, because throughout the year, a lot of major political events took place, such as the presidential and vice presidential election, along with the regional head election that happened in February and in November. Now, a number of international events have also taken place this year, such as the World Water Forum, the Indonesia-Africa Forum, and also the Bali International Air Show. All were held in Bali. It doesn't just end there. The development of the country's future capital, Nusantara, also highlighted the country's journey in 2024. This year, several projects in the capital city were inaugurated, such as the Garuda and the commercial airport. In addition, the would-be capital city Nusantara, which was still under completion, has also opened the doors to the public. The 79th Indonesian Independence Day commemoration was held for the very first time in the city on August 17, 2024. Now, unfortunately, during 2024, there were also some tragedy that has brought us a sense of loss and despair, such as landslide, flood, volcanic eruption, and other natural disasters. Speaking of natural disasters, 2024 also marks the 20th anniversary of the tsunami in Aceh. Now, to find out more about the various events that occurred during 2024, here is our In Review 2024 Domestic Highlight Program with me, Siska Becker. The victory of Prabowo Subianto and Gibran Rakabuming Raka during the presidential election in February could be seen as the most important political event in 2024. And then, right after the inauguration in October, President Prabowo Subianto announced his cabinet members that would help him carry out his working agenda. The following is a summary of the general election and inauguration of the president and vice president for the period of 2024-2029.
The third debate carried themes of defense, security, international relations, globalization, and foreign policy. Two moderators, Anisha Dasuki and Aryo Ardi Will, guided the debate featuring 6 segments. Questions prepared for the debate were arranged by a panelist team of 11. Moderators asked various questions to each presidential candidate. Candidates are allowed to respond and refute each other's statements. General Elections Commission held second vice presidential debate in 2024 election debate series at Jakarta Convention Center, JCC, Senayan, Jakarta, Sunday evening starting 7 p.m. local time. 3 vice presidential candidates attended the debate, raised themes related to energy, natural resources, food, carbon taxes, environment, agrarian affairs, and indigenous people. The second vice presidential debate, or fourth debate, held by KPU will be guided by 2 moderators. Indonesia held the 2024 general elections on Wednesday, February 14, 2024, with around 204.8 million voters participating. During elections, Indonesians vote for a president and a vice president as well as members of House of Representatives or DPR, Regional Representatives Council or DPD, and Regional Legislative Councils or DPRD at provincial, city, and district levels. 3 pairs of presidential and vice presidential candidates contesting the elections were Anies Baswedan, Mohaimin Iskandar, Prabowo Subianto, Gibran Rakabuming Raka, and Ganjar Pranowo, Mahfud MD. Leaders of the House, People's Consultative Assembly, or MPR, and Regional Representatives Council, or DPD, as well as 732 MPR members among those witnessing the swearing-in of Prabowo and Gibran in MPR's plenary session at Senayan Legislative Complex's Nusantara building. The MPR plenary session was also attended by national figures, political party leaders, and representatives of 34 friendly countries. Among attending dignitaries included at least 20 officials at heads of state level and 18 officials at ministerial level. Hours after his inauguration ceremony at Parliament Complex on Sunday, President Prabowo Subianto sent off predecessor Joko Widodo to his hometown in Surakarta, Central Java. They left Jakarta's Merdeka Palace around 2:15 p.m. local time following a welcoming ceremony for Prabowo as the 8th President of Indonesia. Prabowo and Widodo arrived at Halim Perdana Kusuma Air Base in East Jakarta at 2:45 p.m. local time in an MV3 Garuda limousine produced by state-owned company PT Pindad. President Prabowo Subianto held first bilateral meetings with some state guests at Merdeka Palace soon after taking oath as 8th President of Indonesia. As seen in a live broadcast on Presidential Secretariat's YouTube channel, President Prabowo received Australian Deputy Prime Minister at Merdeka Palace's credentials room. Deputy Prime Minister Marles signed Palace's guest book. After Marles, President Prabowo met with United Kingdom Foreign Secretary David Lammy. President Prabowo Subianto held first official dinner after being sworn in as 8th President. During a gala dinner at the State Palace, Prabowo expressed highest appreciation for the presence of fellow country leaders at the presidential inauguration earlier at Senayan Legislative Complex. He further said, as a country that is only recently experiencing constitutional democracy, Indonesia still needs to learn to implement ideal democracy. President Prabowo Subianto inaugurated 48 ministers of Red and White Cabinet for 2024 to 2029 period at State Palace, Jakarta. The inauguration carried out based on Presidential Decree No. 133-P of 2024 on the formation of state ministries and appointment of state ministries of the Red and White Cabinet for the 2024 to 2029 period. The event started with the singing of the national anthem, Indonesia Raya, followed by the reading of the presidential decree, along with a list of the names of those inaugurated as ministers and their positions.
There is a reason why 2024 is often called the political year. Many major political events happened throughout 2024. Not only we had the presidential and vice presidential election in February, there is also the regional head election in November. Now here's the summary of the simultaneous regional head election.
KPU organized simultaneous regional elections in 37 provinces across Indonesia this year. This year, the 2024 regional elections, or Pilkada, is simultaneously organized by KPU on Wednesday, November 27th. The regional elections is held simultaneously in 37 provinces, and there are 38 provinces in Indonesia, but one province, the special region of Yogyakarta, will not be included in the race, as it does not hold direct regional election. Out of total 514 Region C cities in Indonesia, only 508 will organize simultaneous regional elections, because there are 6 administrative cities in Jakarta province that will not organize direct elections. KPU has input November 27, 2024 for regional election in its proposed KPU regulation PKPU on stages of 2024 election schedule for governor and deputy governor, region and deputy region, and/or mayor and deputy mayor across the archipelago. Registration for regional head candidates is open from August 27th to 29th and is organized according to the regulation that has been determined by the election body of KPU. The following is a list of regional head candidate pairs from several regions in Indonesia. Candidate pair for Jakarta Governor, Vice Governor: Ridwan Kamil Suswono, number 1. Dharma Pongrekun Kunwardana, number 2. Pramono Anung Ranokarno, number 3. Candidate pair for West Java Governor, Vice Governor: Acep Adang Ruhiyat, Gitalis Dwi Natarina, number 1. JJ Wiradinata, Ronald Surapraja, number 2. Ahmad Syaihu Ilham Akbar Habibi, number 3. Dedi Mulyadi Erwan Setiawan, number 4. Candidate pair for Central Java Governor, Vice Governor: Andika Perkasa Hendrar Prihadi, number 1. Ahmad Lufi Taj Yassin Maimun, number 2. Candidate pair for East Java Governor, Vice Governor: Luluk Nur Hamidah, Lukman Hakim, number 1. Kofifah Indar Parawansa, Emil Elestianto Dardak, number 2. Tri Risma Harini, Zahrul Astar Asumta Gushans, number 3. Candidate pair for North Sumatra Governor, Vice Governor: Bobi Nasution Surya, number 1. Edi Rahmayadi Hasan Basri Sagala, number 2. KPU Muhammad Afifuddin announced the 2024 regional head elections have been carried out smoothly throughout the country, although several obstacles such as security problems and natural disasters have disrupted elections in a number of areas. Afifuddin said of the total candidates, 103 pairs compete for gubernatorial elections in 37 provinces, 1,166 pairs for region elections in 415 regencies, and 284 pairs for mayoral elections in 93 cities. The 2024 regional head elections, Pilkada, were held simultaneously throughout Indonesia, and it went well, with residents actively participating by coming to the TPS to exercise their voting rights. The recapitulation of voting results for the election of governor and vice governor at the provincial level is completed on December 9th. The result of the vote count officially announced by the KPU on December 15th, 2024, after all stages were completed. However, the General Elections Commission, or KPU, Muhammad Afifuddin, revealed voter turnout in the 2024 simultaneous regional election exceeded the national average by more than 70%.
On a more somber note, a number of natural disasters also occurred in Indonesia throughout 2024. From floods, volcanic eruption, and earthquake happened in different parts of Indonesia in 2024. Not only that, but our country also commemorated the 20th anniversary of the tsunami that happened in 26th of December 2004 and severely damaged Aceh. Here's the summary of the natural disasters that occurred in 2024.
Mount Merapi, on the border of Yogyakarta and central Java, released 6 hot cloud avalanches consecutively to the southwest on Friday morning. Series of hot cloud avalanches occurred from 6:59 a.m. local time to 7:23 a.m. local time. During hot cloud avalanches, foggy conditions were observed at Mount Merapi, the wind direction to the southeast. During its 6-hour observation from 12 a.m. local time to 6 a.m. local time, BPPTKG recorded hot clouds spewed from Mount Merapi thrice, with a glide distance of 3,000 meters to the southwest. Katanjung and Karanganyar, villages of Karanganyar subdistrict in Demak district, experienced flooding on February 5th after heavy rainfall caused Wulan River's embankment to breach. Authorities revealed rain caused 2 leakages in the embankment, each spanning 20 meters and 30 meters. On February 14th, the government managed to plug the leaks. To remove floodwater from residential areas, the government provided more than 20 water suctioning machines, with a total capacity of pumping out 11,500 liters of water per second. West Java authorities carried out a disaster response to help residents affected by the whirlwind that struck some parts of Bandung and Sumedang districts on February the 21st. Local authority declared the emergency response status to bolster disaster response in the district. 5 sub-districts in the district of Bandung and Sumedang were affected by the February 21 whirlwind incident. Mount Semeru in East Java erupted and spewed volcano ash many times in this year. Here's the record. Eruption danger zone radius of Mount Lowatobi Laki-Laki in East Flores, East Nusa Tenggara has been expanded to 9 kilometers in southwest to northwest sector and 7 kilometers from the crater's peak. Head of Geological Agency of Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, Muhammad Wafid, stated in Jakarta, the decision was made following significant increase in volcanic activity on November 7 to the 9th of 2024. The danger zone radius means that no one is allowed to engage in activities within the specified radius, except for joint officers. Sukabumi District Regional Disaster Mitigation Agency reported hydrometeorological disasters, including flash floods, landslides, and extreme weather, hit 33 locations in Sukabumi on December the 3rd to the 4th. The flash flood disaster, accompanied by landslides, affected hundreds of people, with one fatality due to being buried in a landslide in the Geger Bitung sub-district, for which search is underway. The Sukabumi BPBD reported that landslides occurred at 13 locations, floods at 9 sites, strong winds at 7 spots, and landslides at 4 locations spread across 22 sub-districts. During 2024, several earthquakes occurred in Indonesia. The following is a summary of the earthquakes that occurred during the year. "2024 marks the 20th anniversary of the devastating Sumatra earthquake and resultant Indian Ocean tsunami, which caused unprecedented damage to the coastlines of countries around the Indian Ocean. The damage was particularly severe in Indonesia. On December 26, 2004, a massive 9.0 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Sumatra, Indonesia, triggering a powerful tsunami that reached heights of up to 34 meters. The tsunami devastated countries around the Indian Ocean, leaving around 300,000 people dead or missing. In response, Japan immediately deployed its largest ever disaster relief team to the hardest hit regions, including Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and the Maldives.
"2024 is quite a special year. This year, Indonesia's Independence Day celebration was held both in Jakarta and Nusantara for the very first time. Not only that, various infrastructure projects such as the development and inauguration of the Garuda Palace and Commercial Airport was also progressing quite well. The following is the summary of the events in the development of Nusantara capital and the celebration of the 79th Independence Day of the Republic of Indonesia.
Transportation Minister confirmed a passenger aircraft landed smoothly at the new airport of the new capital city, Nusantara, in East Kalimantan. The minister said the maiden landing underscored the preparedness of new airport is ready to serve flights, including those of the presidential one. The Transportation Ministry released a video showing a passenger aircraft landing safely and smoothly on the runway of the new airport near capital city Nusantara in East Kalimantan. Transportation Minister Budi Karya said Nusantara Airport has been prepared for the wide-body plane landing trial to support regional development and air transportation accessibility in the area. President Joko Widodo led the plenary cabinet session at Nusantara capital city, IKN, East Kalimantan on Monday, 12th of August, being the first time such meeting held in IKN. President Jokowi said the meeting agenda was special because it was held for the first time in the country's new capital. Almost all 34 cabinet ministers attended Monday's meeting, including Defense Minister and President-elect Prabowo Subianto. The ceremony to commemorate the 79th anniversary of Indonesia is in the spotlight of many parties, including from the international world. This is because the celebration of the 79th anniversary of Indonesia was carried out in a different way than before, where for the first time the state ceremony was held at the State Palace located in the capital city of the archipelago, IKN. This year's commemoration of the Republic of Indonesia carries the theme New Archipelago, Advanced Indonesia, which marks the beginning of three important transitions for Indonesia: the relocation of the capital city, the change of leadership, and preparation for Golden Indonesia 2045. The public will be allowed to enter Nusantara capital city area in Sepaku Subdistrict, North Penajam, Pasir Regency, East Kalimantan, starting on Monday, 16 September 2024. The opening of the IKN was carried out because the government wanted to provide an opportunity for the public to see firsthand the development of the IKN while ensuring that the development process continues to run smoothly. Nusantara capital city will be opened every day for general public starting today, September 16th, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time. The public should first follow instruction provided by Nusantara Capital City Authority and the Ministry of Public Works and Housing. President Joko Widodo officially inaugurated newly built State Palace in the future capital city, Nusantara or IKN, in East Kalimantan on Friday, 11th of October 2024. Before the inauguration, Minister of Agrarian and Spatial Planning, head of the national-led agency, Agus Harimurti Yudhoyono, handed over the land certificate for the State Palace to the Minister of State Secretary, Pratikno. The State Palace is located in the core area of Center of Government, or KIPP, of IKN. This palace occupies the land of the Presidential Palace Complex with a land area of reaching 334,200 square meters.
Indonesia has also become the host of many international events this year. Most of the events were successfully held, showing that Indonesia has the capability to organize world-class events. Not only that, a number of heads of state also visited Indonesia during the year and held bilateral meetings with the Indonesian leaders. One of the most prominent visits was, of course, the visit of Pope Francis to Indonesia, which underscored the significance of interreligious dialogue in a nation marked by its vast villages and cultural diversity. The following is a summary of international events and visits by heads of state during the 2024.
President Joko Widodo received the visit of Timor-Leste's Prime Minister Sanana Gusmao at Bogor Presidential Palace, West Java. Gusmao arrived at the palace at around 9 a.m. local time, welcomed by troops in traditional attire, cavalry, and marching band of the Presidential Security Detail, or Paspampres. Gusmao was welcomed by President Jokowi in the front yard of the Bogor Presidential Palace by President Jokowi, and Prime Minister Gusmao then held a bilateral meeting with the delegates and held a press statement regarding the results of the agreement reached. Indonesia hosted the 10th World Water Forum in Bali from May 18 to 25, 2024. At the opening of the 10th World Water Forum Summit at Bali International Convention Center in Bali, President Joko Widodo said, "Collaboration is vital to successfully handle the global challenges related to water." A declaration on water for shared prosperity was adopted at a ministerial meeting co-chaired by Public Works and Public Housing Minister Basuki Hadimulyono at the World Water Forum in Bali, May 21st. In addition, the 10th World Water Forum Concrete Action Compendium, an inseparable part of the declaration, was also adopted at the meeting. The HLF MSP and the second IAF are being held in Badung, Bali on September 1st to 3rd, 2024, to intensify economic cooperation with African countries. The forum presents Bandung Spirit for Africa's Agenda 2063 as the theme to serve as a foundation for building cooperation between Indonesia and African countries in the future. Cooperation in economic transformation, energy, mining, food security, health and development, among others, will be prioritized at the forum. President Joko Widodo stated that the second Indonesia-Africa Forum, or IAF 2024, has recorded business deals worth $3.5 billion. Indonesia became the first country for Pope Francis' visit on September 3rd to 6th. It was the third visit after Pope Paul IV visited in 1970 and the visit of Pope John Paul II in 1989. Pope Francis arrived in Indonesia for a state visit via Soekarno-Hatta International Airport in Tangerang, Banten, September 3rd. Pope Francis and his entourage arrived at the VVIP terminal of Soekarno-Hatta Airport aboard a Blue ITA Airways Z400 commercial aircraft bearing the Vatican and Indonesian flags at around 11:25 Indonesian time. Pope Francis continues his journey to the Vatican Embassy in Jakarta. September 4th, state welcome ceremony was held for Pope Francis during a visit to Merdeka Palace, Jakarta, with President Joko Widodo welcoming him directly. After his visit to Merdeka Palace, the Pope is scheduled to hold a meeting with the Jesuits at the Apostolic Nunciature in Indonesia. On Wednesday, he met bishops, priests, deacons, and others at Jakarta Cathedral at 4:30 p.m. local time, and meet scholars of Jorendas Youth at the Youth Center of Geraha Pemuda Senayan at 5:35 p.m. local time. On September 5th, the Pope participated in an interfaith dialogue at Istiqlal Mosque, Jakarta, at around 9 a.m. local time, before greeting beneficiaries of charitable organizations at the office of the Indonesian Bishops' Conference. On the same day, he presided over a grand Holy Mass at Gelora Bung Karno Main Stadium at 5 p.m. local time, attended by thousands of Catholics. The Pope left for Papua New Guinea on September 6th. The 2024 BIAS is being held on September 18 to 21st, 2024, at the southern apron of Igusti Ngurah Rai Airport. 6,000 people of 100 stakeholders in the aviation sector from 35 countries, as well as representatives of governments and ministers of friendly countries, are expected to attend GIIAS 2024. Various leading companies participated in this event, such as Airbus and Bell Helicopters. Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment, Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, affirmed the 2024 Bali International Air Show, or BIIAS, reflects Indonesia's strength in the global aerospace industry. President Prabowo Subianto welcomed the state visit of Singapore's Prime Minister Lawrence Wong at Merdeka Palace on Wednesday. Wong's arrival was marked by a military escort, with cavalry troops at the Presidential Security Guards, or Pas Pampres, Musical Corps in attendance. According to a press release from Singapore's Prime Minister's office, Wong's visit reaffirms Singapore's commitment to strengthening its friendship with Indonesia and provides an opportunity for both leaders to exchange views on strengthening bilateral ties.
On a more exciting note, a number of international concerts were also successfully held in 2024. And in cultural achievement, a number of intangible heritage belonging to Indonesia were recognized by UNESCO. Now this shows that Indonesia is not only a country that is rich in culture and tradition, but is also a safe and friendly country for international activities. The following is a summary of human interest events during 2024.
English singer Ed Sheeran successfully hypnotized Jakarta audience at his concert titled The Mathematics Tour on Saturday, March 2nd, 2024, at the Jakarta International Stadium. Different from his previous concerts, Ed returned with a stunning performance through a spectacular 360-degree stage act. Ed Sheeran's second concert in Indonesia was estimated to be watched by approximately 50,000 people. The country's largest automotive exhibition in Indonesia, the Gaikindo Indonesia International Auto Show, was successfully held from July the 18th to July the 28th at ICE BSD City, Tangerang, Banten. The 31st GIIAS was officially opened by Vice President Maruf Amin on Thursday, 18th of July, 2024. Chairman of the Association of Indonesian Automotive Industries, Johannes Nangoy, said this year's GIIAS features a variety of environmentally friendly vehicles as well as innovations in vehicle battery technology and hydrogen. There are 55 vehicles brands and 120 supporting industry brands participating in the exhibition. The anniversary of the TNI is commemorated every October the 5th. The celebration, which took place at the National Monument Complex, staged a series of acts and also entertainment for the public in general. The 79th anniversary celebration of the military featured a military parade and performances by the country's well-known musicians. The commemoration also showcased demonstrations by TNI personnel and a parade of 1,059 defense systems from the Army, Navy, and Air Force. There was also demonstrations of the armed forces, such as martial arts and airshow attractions by the Jupiter Aerobatic Team. Tickets sold out. Bruno Mars concert successfully held. Bruno Mars successfully held a concert at Jakarta International Stadium for 3 days, September 11, 13, and 14. The enthusiasm of the fans was so high, as evidenced by the sold-out tickets for the 3 days of the show. Thousands of spectators were showered with hit songs and flirtations from the American musician. Bruno's performance received praise from the audience, who said they were satisfied with the action for almost 2 hours. "2024 was the year when many cultures from Indonesia were designated as intangible cultural heritage by UNESCO. Some of the cultures designated by UNESCO include Kolintang, Riog Ponorogo, and Kabaya. These 3 cultures has officially been recognized as part of the representative list of the Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity by UNESCO during the 19th session of the Intergovernmental Committee for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage in Paraguay on December the 5th.
As you can see, a lot of events happen in Indonesia throughout 2024. Some of them have brought us happiness and a sense of pride, while others have brought us sorrow, a sense of loss, and a chance to reflect. One thing we can truly be proud of is the success of many international events that were held in Indonesia. It truly shows that Indonesia can play a bigger role on the international stage. Now next year, the commemoration of the 70th anniversary of Asian and African Conference will again put Indonesia onto the world map. So that's it for our year-end review for domestic issues. Let's hope that as we are thankful for this year's achievement, we can also learn from our shortcomings. So next year in 2025, we'll give Indonesia even better moments. I'm Siska Becker for TVRI World. Happy New Year, everyone.